Whoa, it's the Yewllusion reporting from somewhere on spaceship Earth. Let's talk about the truth. The truth will always reveal itself. So today was the day that Hoosie Smollett guy, they decided they weren't going to prosecute him. And he obviously seems to be pretty culpable for the crimes he was accused of, right? And so at first I was sort of annoyed about the whole thing, though I don't really pay attention to like current stuff. It's been getting in, it gets in. And, this one was such a blatant hoax and such a prime example of the scumbaggery of human beings that it caught my attention. So I was super annoyed the dude wasn't going to get prosecuted. But then through the course of the day, I've realized that the truth must reveal itself. The truth must reveal itself, right? So the bigger truth that we get to see through the lens of this guy is that that we do live in a two-tier justice system, that celebrity can buy you freedom in spite of overwhelming evidence, in spite of an entire police department outraged, and that it's all who you know. And ultimately, this all tracks back to the corrupt left. I mean, it's pretty grim when you look at it. Because ultimately, the system should have just thrown this dude under the bus just to save their own hide, but they can't, because there's no honor among thieves, right? So this dude gets a free pass, but in him getting a free pass, we ultimately get to see the true nature of the deception and the hoax that is modern American culture. And at the same time, we see which is very interesting, we get to see the old Russian collusion hoax revealing itself for exactly what it was, a hoax that we've all footed the bill for. Millions and millions of dollars just up in smoke on some far out conspiracy theory, basically. And the ironic part about it is people should be like, I'm one of those. I don't really care for the orange man on a level, but I'm super stoked he's not a traitor. Like, that's great news. And yet we get to see another truth reveal itself. That people actually hoped that the president of the United States was a traitor and was in league with the Russians. That alarms me more than the possibility that he was. That there's actually people that dislike the president so much they hope that we had been taken over by the Russians or something. I don't know, man. It's a little bit much for me to wrap my head around. But the other truth that's revealed itself in the last couple days is, and the one that I'm really sinking my teeth into because they're all tied together, is that the mainstream media, the sources of information in our society, are liars. Just bold-faced liars. They were liars about the Hoosie Smollett guy. They were liars about Donald Trump and Russian collusion. They were liars about the Gulf and Tonkin. They were liars about weapons of mass destruction. They've been pretty much liars my entire life. And why that's important is because if they're willing to lie about these things, like if they're willing to go to bat for the last 2 years about this obviously dumb Russian thing. I mean, from the get-go, it just seems stupid, dude. Just, like, you're kidding me, right? Like, huh? Okay, sure. And so they've invested heavily on this deception, and it's blown up in their face. And that's just for some low-hanging fruit, which is the president, because the truth is, and I hope the most of you guys understand, the president's just a puppet. He's just the little puppet in front of us but let us think that like he's running the show. He's not running the show. You know who's running the show is the corporations. The corporations that own the politicians, man. That's who's affecting our elections. So when this big lie comes to the surface, we get to realize that maybe they're lying to us about all sorts of other things, which I personally believe they are. I believe they are. As a person who wants to believe in the best in humanity, the best in corporations, the best in government, I actually wish they were all working for the benefit of all of us, human beings on this planet. And yet they're not. And that's the truth. And so when we get fed a bunch of propaganda, for example, I'm not an anti-guy on any level. I'm not an anti-science guy. I'm not an anti-technology guy. In fact, I'm pro all of it. I'm not an anti-health guy. But I have serious adult questions that need to be asked about vaccines. And I think any human being that doesn't want to ask these super serious questions has maybe got to screw loose, because the people that you're trusting to give you that information are the ones that are lying to you about Russian collusion, Houthi Smollett, and a raft of other things. But we'll just stick with the ones this week that are revealing themselves to be lies and falsehoods and deceptions. And why? Why would they not want to tell the truth? Well, it's because they're all making huge amounts of money. And so if you look at the mainstream media, one of their huge financiers is the pharmaceutical industry. So right now we have the pharmaceutical industry killing our population through the opioid addiction. Well, let's ask some real questions about what's going on with that. Every 12 minutes, someone in this country dies from opioids. That's an alarming statistic. And at the same time, these same pharmaceutical corporations are telling us that the things that we need to inject into our bodies are safe for us. Blanketly. They're safe for everybody. It's okay. You know why it's okay is because the mainstream media is telling everybody this. And I know I'm speaking to a crowd that has risen above these nodes of information and dig deeper into the matrix of information and make decisions for themselves. And ultimately, why I'm making this video is this is the time for us to be stronger than we've ever been, because as the truth reveals itself, the more horrified the average bear is going to be, the average citizen is going to be, the average human is going to be. Imagine you're just going about your little bebop in life and you've invested yourself in these narratives. You know, they're not lying to us. They're telling us the truth. There's Russian collusion, crazy MAGA hat wearing lynchers on the streets of Chicago. There's the vaccines are safe. The food supply is not being contaminated with glyphosate. Everything's fine. Just carry on. And now they're realizing, because it's becoming so blatantly obvious that the justice system doesn't work for the average citizen, that racism's not the color of your skin, but the thickness of your wallet. That's the real racism in this country. Are you a celebrity? Because if you're a celebrity, you can get away with anything you want. But if you're just an average person, whether you're brown, black, oriental, and you don't have enough money, you're going down, baby. For possessing drugs that the pharmaceutical corporations are manufacturing, or, any one of another things. So, not being allowed to put your kids into schools because you don't want to inject poison in their arms because you have serious questions and no one's willing to answer them because they call you crazy. That's what they like to do, call you crazy. You ask questions, you're crazy. So our job as people who are already past this point of no return regarding truth, non-truth, like the truth is so obvious, but it's just neat to watch it actually being revealed, to not have to sit around and like scratch your head and go, am I the only one who's seeing this BS? Is this actually is everyone actually buying into this nonsense? Well, people aren't going to buy into it anymore. And so we all have to be there to catch them. If you get what I'm saying, we've all got to be cool enough to allow all these people who are going to wake up to the truth that they've been lied to, misdirected, fed a bunch of BS, and they're now horrified. We have to be there and be ready for not to go, I told you so. Not to gloat. Trust me, man. There's this dude. I want to go right up to his house and just go, dude, so what about the Russians, bro? This guy's invested in it, man. But I can't, right? Because that might just turn him off even more. Or is he going to come up to me and tell me I'm crazy because, he's crazy? It's this weird thing. So as the truth's coming out, we have to be super cool to those people that are waking up. And those that are going to invest in the lie, well, it's like the African prince in the letter, dude. They're going to get their $15 million. They just need to send in all their information and a check for $5,000, right? Like those who choose to buy in the scam right now, there's no helping them at this point. But those who are asking questions, those who are opening one eye right now from their slumber, we got to be super cool to them. We have to be super gentle with them right now. The people that are realizing the depth of the deception right now and are beginning to ask questions, we have to be strong enough to not throw it back in their face. Trust me. I want to go around and laugh and point fingers too, dude, and just be like, suckers, told you so. But that's not going to do us any good, because underneath this whole waking up thing is because that lie, right? Once that lie's revealed, the lie about God is revealed too. See, because part of that lie that they've been perpetrating on us is to believe in the system, to believe in the corporation, believe one person can't save the world, believe God doesn't exist. See, that's part of this whole package of lies, is that God doesn't exist. It all comes down to that is the war that's going on. It's not a war of countries or borders or economic systems. It's a battle for your soul, man, and for our friends' souls, for our family members' souls, for our neighbors' souls, for our townsfolk souls, for our fellow inhabitants on this planet's souls. That's what this is all about. And see, if we find that power with God, fixing the planet will be easy, because it will remove the bankers' control over the system. See, we're getting close. And that's why we ultimately have to see this other truth of what's going on with the EU and the censorship laws that are coming our way. Because at the same time we're waking up, the same time they're getting ready to shut off the information spigot. Because we're all beginning to realize what we've already always known, is we're not crazy. This is a giant smoke and mirror show. And the lie and the deception has been so heavy-handed but it's been so paper thin at the same time. And here we are. It's our time, people. It's our time, but it's going to require internal strength right now. We're going to have to hold the line, dude. Again, we just got to hold the line. We got to be strong. We got to be loving and kind to all these people that are opening their one eye to like, whoa, something's going on. Because the minute they open the other eye, they're going to be horrified that they've been asleep so long and they've wasted that much of their life invested in a system that has nothing but hatred for them. See, that's what the liars are all about. They hate everybody and everything. They hate the family. They hate children. They hate prosperity. They hate success. They're the jealous opposition. You know why? Because they can't have any of that. Because they've chosen to not be with God. They've chosen to take the trinkets and the shiny things. And for that, they're forever doomed. They might come around. Hey, man, they can change their ways, but I'm not waiting around for them, you see. Because the people that have been asleep that are waking up to the truth, those are the ones we've got to fish out of the water. Those are the ones we've built our lifeboats for. Because there's a lot of people, man, they're starting to see what's going on. And we got to help them. Don't flood them with knowledge. Don't scare them even more. Just reassure them it's going to be okay to wake up. They're in safe hands. They're not alone. See, that's the thing. To realize you're not alone. You have not been crazy. The system is out to get us all. The system has been lying to us. But underneath that is the truth, that there is only one truth, and it's love, man. It's the love that God provides for all of us. We just have to break free of the trappings of this lower dimension and see the truth. And the truth is revealing itself exponentially quick right now. It's pretty impressive. I have to say, as a watcher of it all, amazing, man. Just sit back, grab some popcorn, help your friends and family and neighbors not be afraid. Give them some popcorn to watch the show. Make sure it's non-GMO though. You're gonna eat popcorn. Anyway, this is the Yewllusion. Feel free to support the channel down below, man. We're gonna stay calm, dude. Let's just watch the show. Let's just remember the truth. God loves us, man. And that's it. It's the Yewllusion. Out.